Hey y'all, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this really beautiful crystal tea jar. These are so awesome to store your loose leaf tea, and they are really able to be customized with whatever crystals, beads, charms, anything that you like. Hang on, I'll show you how to make it. All right, y'all, before we get into this, I just wanted to show you, I did add this charm at the end, okay? Because I didn't like all of this empty space. Y'all know I hate empty space. So I took this charm and I just attached it to a tiny piece of chain and then attached it right up here to this bell. And that is what the finished product looks like. But anyway, let's get into the video. Hey y'all, let us get started. Now you are probably saying, what in the world does she have here? This is a jar of tea, okay? If you know me, you know that I absolutely love loose leaf tea, and this is a really good tea. This is green tea mixed with dehydrated raspberries. It is so good. It's sold at a little local herb shop near me. But anyway, to me, tea drinking is an experience. If you know me, then you know also I'm a spiritual person. I'm not an overly religious person. I'm a spiritual person. And it's very important to me that I have my 30, 45 minutes every day, you know, in meditation, in prayer, and drinking my tea and burning my incense. And because it's so important to me, I like to keep my tea in very beautiful jars. I have a rack of them over here, and I'll probably show you that some other video. I'm also going to be showing you how to make this on my alternate channel. If you follow my alternate channel, I'll tell you it's not for everybody. I just ask that you respect me just like I respect you. I respect everyone. That's all that I ask in return. Look in the description box. I have a link to that channel as well. And I'll be making another one. But anyway, for this one, I think I'm going to use this nice, beautiful piece of amethyst. Where did I get this? Now, I live right outside of Asheville, North Carolina in the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains. I go to lots and lots of gem mines, okay? I love digging for gems. And you can get crystals and gems all over the place in places like that. You can also look on Etsy. You can look on Amazon. But, you know, you can decorate your jars any way that you want to. I'm just going to show you how I decorate some of mine. You know that I adore crystals, which is why I'm using it on here. But anyway, I got this jar at Walmart. It comes in a pack of 4. And I'm telling you, I bought a few cases when I bought them up because they make nice little pretty tea jars, and you know there's not any markings. I think it says ball somewhere. Yeah, just right there, but you know, keep that to the back. They're just a nice size and they're pretty. And like I said, they come 4 to a case, and I can't remember how much it was because it's been a while since I actually purchased any. But the way that I do mine is, first off, I like to glue the inner lid to the ring. Why? Because we're going to put this on top and a little bit of moss. And when you unscrew this and take this part off, you don't want it, you know, bumping this and knocking your moss off or anything. It needs to be all in one piece. So for that, I'm going to use a little bit of this Clear Grip Gorilla Glue. It's like E6000. If you have E6000, you can use that. But I don't want it touching any of the inside where it could come into contact with the tea. I don't see how it would come into contact with it unless you're just shaking the jar. And why would you do that? I don't know. I don't know what you do in your spare time. But what I'm going to do is, see how I just put just a little bit of that inside the ring? That is going to give us our long-term hold. And then I'm going to go back with my hot glue here, and I'm going to put just a little bit there. And what the hot glue is going to do is make it stick down like right now and give us that immediate hold. I'm just going to press that down. And you don't want to use a whole lot of hot glue because then you're going to put a gap between the lid and the ring. And you don't really want that. So anyway, let's just press all this around. This tea is just so good. Let's see if you can hold it up. See all those little dehydrated raspberries. And it's pretty to look at. So anyway, I think that is pretty well stuck down. So now what we're going to do is we're going to glue down this amethyst. And this one already has a very nice flat bottom. But you can use, hold on. You can use bigger pieces like this. See how it's still kind of rough? But you know, still it will be able to be glued down. So anything that you have, get off of there. Anything that you have like that would be absolutely fine. So I'm going to take the E6000. Oh my goodness, Gorilla brand. Please don't come after me. And I'm going to put a good amount on here because this is kind of heavy. And then we're going to use some of the hot glue just right there in the center. Try to not let that glue come into contact with each other. And I'm just setting it right there. I'm trying to get it in the middle of the lid. And then we're just going to let that sit there and let that glue set up. Okay, so I think that has set up enough where we can move on. But anyway, you see all of this space here. Okay, let's get back up here. You see the lid here, how it kind of dips down and then it gets to that flat part. We're going to be gluing this pretty much into that flat part. And this is just some of this green moss that you can get from any craft store. And I'm going to kind of just tear it into smaller pieces. We're not going to use a lot of this, and I don't want, a whole lot of it sticking up. Just enough to give it a little bit of coloring. And I'm going to use some hot glue for that. Let me take my time with this, because this is something that is displayed inside my home. A lot of this stuff that I make, I give it away. So it doesn't really matter if everything is to my liking. But like I said, these are actually on display, so I want it to be exactly the way that I want it, Okay, so I'm just going to press that down. Like I said, we don't want a whole lot of it sticking up. Okay, let's get that stick out of there. All right, so I'm just going to continue to do that all the way around. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done with this. I think I have it pretty well pressed down. I'm going to take my scissors. Like I said, I want this to be very neat. Very, very neat. Okay. And that there. We're just going to go over here and trim that. I'd had an idea for this in my head quite a while back, and I'm like, I'll just jump online and see if anybody sells any. I like to try to support small business. So, I had looked on a few websites, and I didn't find anything that I liked. So I'm like, Amber, why don't you just make it yourself? And then I made one. And just kept on making them, and now I got a shelf full. But anyway, why are you here? I think that is going to do just nicely for my lid. So I'm going to set that over there, and then let's get our jar, and we're going to decorate that a little bit. All right, so I've got all my stuff laid out here. I got another empty jar. I think this is my last one. And then when I'm done with this, I'll just pour that tea into it because I have to lay it down. Hence why I have this piece of felt to keep it from clanging everywhere. So I have a few things here, and we're just going to play around with it. This is the part that I like about making these. I found this beautiful pendant. This came from Joann's, but it has some gold on it, and I hate gold. Y'all know I can't stand gold. I'm a silver person, that's for sure. And trying out this gold polish that someone sent me, it's hurting my heart. But it's good polish. Probably do a review on that on my other channel. So anyway, I just clipped that little pendant bell off there. Now let's lay that off to the side. Here I have some jump rings. And I think one of these medium-sized rings is going to be just fine for what we're doing. I do have a container over here where I keep all this stuff. All of my jewelry making. Let's just shake out a few. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see if we can find where the opening is. All right, so when you're opening up jump rings, you never grab it and then pull it apart, because then you're going to have a real hard time smashing it back together to get it to come together and not fall apart. So what you do is, you can see here, focus, you twist like that. So that when you go back to close it, you just grab it and twist it back the other way. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to put this on here. I'm just going to go ahead and close it back up. I'm going to have to open it again here in a minute anyway, but this is going to help me to see exactly where this is going to lay. I know this takes me a minute to all get together, but it'll be all right. Let's get this silver chain here. See, this came in a pack with this gold chain. I'm like, because I was out of silver. I'm like, shoot. This was the only chain that Joann's had, and I looked at Walmart, and no ma'am, they were out too. So let's see. Now we're going to lay this down, and then I just wrap the chain around, and then we're going to hold it and see about how far down it hangs. Yeah. Let's pull it on around. Let's drop it. Just pull it on around and then see how far it hangs, because I want this to be hanging off the end of that. And I want that to be right about there. Trying to see, let's get the end here, about how much chain I'm going to need. It's hard to do with my arms outstretched like this, I'll tell you that. I should bring it down. Okay. So once again, come on. I know this video is probably aggravating to some people, but you know what? I take my time with these. Like I said, this goes in my house, y'all. So now I'm just going to find the end, and I'm just going to loop it through like so. And then I'm going to close it back just like we did a while ago. Just grab it and twist it. Okay, and now that's on the end of that. I'm going to cut this chain to the length that I want and pick out another charm, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got my chain cut, and I wanted this charm right here, but it doesn't have a loopy loop at the top to attach it to anything. So we're just going to use another one of these jump rings. Where's my thing? I hate when I lose my thingy. All right, so we're going to twist it like so. And then let's find the top of this. I want to call that the top right there. Okay, and then we're just going to take the end of this chain and put that through there. And then tighten it up once again by twisting, not pulling straight apart. Okay, so now we have this. Oh, look, we've made a pendulum. So let's get this out of the way. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to wrap this around. Let's see if we can do it this way. It's going to be hard. I'm going to have to hold this in my lap, okay, to put this jump ring on here in a second. But let's see. I'm going to bring the chain around. And I'm going to find a point right here where the chain comes together. And I'm going to run a jump ring through that. I got glue or something on my hand. So we're going to bring this down. And I'm going to say right about there looks good. So let's get another jump ring. That looks good. Let's hold that. I have got glue and paint and all kinds of stuff all over my hands. It's okay. We're all crafty. Okay. Put it right about there. Oopsie. So I said this is difficult to do on camera. I'm usually holding this down in my lap, which makes it so much easier. Okay. Now I'm just going to wrap the chain around the neck of this jar and then fasten it on the other side, which I am going to have to hold it in my lap to do that. So hold on. Okay, so I pretty much have this wrapped around where I want it. And now we're just going to tighten it up. There we go. You see how I just brought, I know it's hard to see, I brought the chain around, then took another jump ring and just attached the two. And now I have this pretty pendant and this little charm. That's what it is. It's a charm. And I'm seriously considering about maybe putting another charm on this side here, because I do have a handful more. I have a handful more, and these are all hands. But I do have these other ones here. That's a cute little tree. So I'm thinking I might just cut a piece of chain and attach that right there. And you'll just do the same thing if you want to do that. Where's my doohickey? You would just attach one of your loops here, attach it to your chain, and then just attach that chain to that chain. Because all of these loops, they're not solid. You can twist them apart just like you twist these. So, you know, most chains are like that. I know this brand, the Hildy and Joe from Joann's is like that. I'm not going to attest to other brands, but I do know that this brand is like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So hold on and I'll be right back. All right, so I counted the links on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how long this little chain is right here. And that's how long I made this one. So we're going to see. Okay, so here's our big pendant hanging down here in the center. We'll count over. There's 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm going to put it in that link right there. I'm going to have to pick it up to do that. Like I said, I know that this is a terrible angle, but this is completely backwards from how I usually put these together. So let's just try to get that right in there. Of course, the camera cuts off. And then we're just going to twist them back together. Like so. If you hear a racket, it's when my cat's trying to get in. She's a nosy, nosy kitty. All right, so there we go. Our pendant and our 2 little charms. And now let me pour the tea in here, and our lid should be nice and set up, and we'll put it all together. So the nice thing about this is, okay, I'm going to show you this. All right, look, my amethyst is facing the other way. If you don't want to take the time to fix that, which I probably would take the time to fix it, you can just spin the chain around. See, no big deal. Just spin the chain around. And now everything is where it should be, except for that glue string. But anyway, here's one of my tea jars. And if you want, you know, you can pick up charms later and just keep adding to it. Sometimes I like to think of these as, you know, like charm bracelets. I know it sounds crazy, but that's the way I am. And then I will just fill up my chain with different charms, whichever, like if I'm thinking about a certain thing, when I drink a certain tea, I try to find a charm to reflect that, and I'll just add it to the chain. It's just something really, really personal. I know a lot of y'all think the same way that I do in certain aspects, and I just wanted to share this with y'all. But anyway, keep your comments on the kind side. I hope it helped somebody. I hope you liked it. If you would, give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye!